What's up YouTube? Welcome to the channel. You've caught me on a nice day out. I went to the shop, I went to P&H Motorcycles to have a little look round to see if I could tempt my fancy with some new machinery. That didn't happen and I thought, fuck it, it's a nice day. Let's head down to the coast. We're now coming into Brighton and Hove. This is Brighton. It's a lovely area. It's ruined by tourists in the summer, but I quite like it. I would like to move down here. I've got a real soft spot for Brighton. It's too packed, as I said, in the summer, but once you get end of season or beginning of season and in the winter, I really like it. I'm weird like that. I like our coast when it's most empty. I think it's because I don't like people. That's what it is. People get on my fucking nerves. No, they don't really. Well, they do. I'm lying. They do. They really get on my nerves. And I don't mean people that I know, people that I meet. I mean crowds of people just heading to one space. The whole beauty of places like the coast and out in the countryside is the feeling of space and freedom and freshness. Once you get crowds there, it kind of ruins it. You might as well be in the fucking supermarket. So there's probably going to be a bit of traffic going into Brighton, because there always is. No matter what time of the year, there's traffic on this road. It's not a big enough feeder road for a coastal town. And seeing as Brighton's nickname is London by the Sea, you kind of get the idea of how many people flee London to head down here. A bit like myself today. So I'm going to head down to the seafront. I might park up and have a coffee, I'm not sure. Depends on time. Oh, I can use the bus lanes. I love Brighton even more. I might just crack on and go down the coastal road, and I do not fancy sitting in any traffic, that's for sure. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you sit in that car when you can have a lovely motorcycle and have this lane all to yourself? She's a big old girl. See, now the traffic is really starting to piss me off. Problem with coastal towns, when there's any type of sunshine out, school holidays or anything, it's just fucking manic. I mean, and this is good. This is empty for Brighton. There's usually traffic all the way down here as well. And so many fucking traffic lights. Not long now, nearly there. A little bit more traffic to go. And then we can see the sea. But that is an expensive Bentley. Over there we got the Brighton Pavilion. You can't really see it through the trees, but it's a kind of cool building. It's a little bit different. I'll put some pictures on the screen now. So there you go, that's Brighton Pavilion. A little bit different from the norm. And if you're sitting in all this traffic, when you get to this building here, you know you're not far from the seafront. The end is nigh. No, that's wrong. The end is in sight. The end is not nigh. You're not going to die when you get to the front. Well, you might do, but I hope not. This was a bad idea. I thought it would be empty. I really thought it would be empty today. But it is a Friday. I gambled. I lost. Do you want to race? I kind of want to get out of Brighton sharpish. This is when I hate it, when it's like this. I don't like the pier area anyway. I think this is the shittest part of Brighton there is, around the pier. This is where all the numpties hang around, and it's like filthy and dirty, so it's not nice around here. There are some other nice areas, or much better areas, that I prefer to go in Brighton, but you've always got to come to the pier, it seems. It's iconic, so you kind of always end up around here. I keep meaning to come in from different angles, like from that end or that end, but I seem to always end up on that fucking road. Well, there's Brighton Pier for you. It's exciting, isn't it? This here is Madeira Drive. This is where all the car shows and bike shows happen in the summer. It's quite a nice place to be. This is why I'd like to move to Brighton, because at a weekend, as in most weekends, there's always something going on here for a petrol head. And that's what I like about it. You've got something that's relaxing in the winter and it's chilled out, but in the summer there's always something for that petrol head. So that's good. Do you know what? I don't think I am going to stop. I think I'm going to keep going. We sell neon. Good for you. He sells neon, everybody. If you want some neon, go and see that guy. He sells it. You might have guessed I didn't stop. I'm going to keep going. But I want to go that way. Fuck it, let's go and have a look at the marina. Let's go and have a look at Brighton Marina Village. I haven't really been down there for longer than 2 seconds. That's a cool old bus. Yeah, we'll go and have a look at the marina, have a little look round there, and then we'll head back towards Worthing, then cut up the A24 and go home. Because there's more traffic and more people than I'd hoped for, but you can't have it all your own way. I don't know how much you can drive around here or have a look round, I'm not sure, so we will find out. Probably just going to end up driving around a huge multi-storey car park and back out. That's what seems to happen when I head to the seafront. Oh, tunnels. Let's go right, because it says boardwalk, and Bruce Willis once sung a song about that, so it must be cool. Look at that, ruined by McDonald's. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm tempted to just ride around the car park because I love my exhaust that much. Wow, this is spectacularly what do you call it, picturesque. I can see why people want to live here. It's beautiful. It's a shithole. I thought Brighton Marina was meant to be nice. It's not. Maybe if you live out on the end where you're overlooking the sea and you can't see all this shit, it's nice, but this bit is complete trash. No, definitely not interested in this. Sorry about that, people. Let's get back on that coast road, head out to Worthing. Hopefully I can get you some decent footage. I do apologise it's been so bad, but on the plus side, we've had a couple of tunnels and my exhaust does sound great reverberating off of these walls. What I'm going to do is head back down Madeira Drive and then over the roundabout, past the pier again, and head straight down to Worthing. Hopefully, I say hopefully, I know the road's going to be full of traffic, but hopefully the views will be a little bit better, it'll be a bit nicer. You never know. We can hope, we can keep our fingers crossed. Down here on the right is a Victorian old sort of like terrace they're trying to restore. I shall put the information of the people that are trying to restore this place and save it, because if they get this back to its former glory, Brighton seafront will look spectacular. This is what it's called Save Madeira Terrace, savemadeiraterrace.org. As I said, it's on the screen, go and click on that, see what it's all about. But if this was restored, this would be fantastic. I used to come down here, this used to be, I think it still is, some kind of nightclub 24-hour bar. We used to ride down here after work and hang out, even in the winter. It was a cool place. Obviously it wasn't Victorian times when I came down here, just letting you know that. I'm not that fucking old. But if they can restore this back to its former glory, it will be fantastic. I mean, look at it, it looks good now, and it is falling to bits. Imagine that painted up and all restored, and all nice plants and probably shops and markets and things like that in the summer. I'm back to Brighton Pier in all its glory from a slightly different angle. I mean, it does look good from a distance, it just looks pretty shit close up, that's all. It's a bit run down, it's not really well taken care of. A bit like Brighton itself, it's not really well taken care of. Well, this part of it anyway, there's an old town and some nice bits dotted around, but everyone seems to congregate here for some reason. Well, I know the reason, the pier's here and it's the tourist attraction. But this is not the best of Brighton. This is probably not the worst, but definitely not the best. I can see why people ride scooters around here. It's much easier to ride a twist and go than it is to ride a 1000cc adventure bike. See, this guy's got the right idea. Not with his hair or his dress sense, but with his motorcycle. Yeah, well, I live down here. They've got a nice cycle lane that runs right along the coast. I would cycle probably every day if I lived down here. starting to make a little bit of progress. That's the old pier. They tried to blow it up way back when, but it didn't work, and that's all that remains. That in itself is quite a tourist attraction. This is an observation tower. This is the first time I've actually seen it. The views at the top of that must be spectacular. It comes down, you get in at the bottom, and then you go all the way to the top. I'm going to look up now, but I'm going to try not to crash into the back of this car. There you go. That's as much as you're going to get. I don't want to crash. Everyone is so slow. Well, this is a complete washout, I'm afraid. I'm so sorry. So what I'm going to do is when I get to Worthing, I'm going to change the battery on the GoPro, and then I'm going to head up back towards London. Hopefully everyone's heading out of London because it's a Friday, and not to London, and the roads will be a lot nicer. If they are, we're going to have some good footage. If they're not, we're going to have some shit footage, and you'll never ever see this video. This is definitely not the ideal bike for this sort of riding. This is for long open stretches, not for sort of like stop start. It drives me insane, and the throttle's a bit snatchy as well. Well, I have to say the coast road from Brighton to Worthing is one of the worst roads I've ridden. I usually come down here and ride it in the winter. I mean, it's not a great road, but it's usually quite empty. But obviously it's the tail end of summer now, and everyone's still trying to get their weekends away, and it is a Friday afternoon, so it's a bit busy and a bit shit. I don't think I've been out of third gear for fucking an hour. Oh, look at that bus driver. That was a nice bus driver. You don't get those in London. You don't get bus drivers that get out of the way if you're on a bike. You get bus drivers that just drive the fuck into you. Come on, fuck's sake. Do you know what? I've always wanted to ride the coast road all the way around the UK if I can, as close to the coast as possible. And what this is proving to me today is that the Africa Twin is not the tool for the job. These are quite big roads for the coast. They can get tiny and twisty in certain places. So this definitely wouldn't be the bike for me to take on that trip. Maybe I should take something like a CRF 250, or even, let's go out on a limb here, and go for a Vespa 300. That would be cool. Riding around on a little scooter, just pack it up with luggage, no decisions to make apart from when I get to Brighton, toss a coin left or right, even though I probably would want to go left because I'd want to save Cornwall to last because I love Cornwall. So yeah, it's really put the brain in motion for the trip if it ever happens, what bike I would take. It would be small capacity, definitely. But whether it be a geared bike or a scooter, I really don't know at this point. I really do not know. But then again, this with the DCT gearbox might be an option. Food for thought. No, it's too big. It's too big. This is for open spaces. Do you know, I'm not even sure I'm going to make it to Worthing. I'm not. I'm turning off here. I cannot be asked to sit in fucking traffic anymore. I'm heading back to London where there's less traffic. Problem is I don't know where I'm going, so I'm just going to have to guess, and hopefully I'll end up somewhere where I recognise, and then we can make our way back to where I live. But I've abandoned that coast road now. I've given up. I'm not going to Worthing. I'm going home. I've had enough. I shall return when it's colder. Everywhere you go around here there's fucking traffic. It is just monumentally annoying. And what this does is cause me neck ache and backache. Because when I'm going and flowing and doing my to-in and fro-in, it's all cool. But when I'm doing this stop-start shite, it's annoying. And I can't even bother to filter anymore. I've been filtering for so long, it's starting to remind me of fucking LA. And that's just something I do not want to be reminded of, is that traffic over there. Filtering, I don't know, I've just lost my interest completely in filtering. It's been zapped out of me. I need to get my filtering mojo back. I'm going to do it in a minute. I'm going down the outside. I can't fucking wait. See, it didn't take long, did it? I'm just so impatient. I am so impatient, that's my problem. I can't chill out. I need to be in front. I need to have nothing in front of me. So where are we now? Something. Is this place actually called Something? What a stupid fucking name. Why do you want to move here? I don't know, there's just something about it. Who's that girl over there? I don't know, just something. Oh, national speed limit sign, 70 miles an hour, let's go. Okay, just me. You're never moving for too long down here. Get a little bit of hope up, and then something comes along and ruins it. Oi! 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 That impressed all the ladies. Do you know what? I can't even fucking be arsed anymore. And what I like least about traffic is the amount of concentration you have to filter through it. It means it's not relaxing to ride. And I ride to relax, not to get fucking stressed. It's taking me 2 hours to do 55 miles. Do you know, I'm going to get myself a Red Bull. I need to change the battery, get myself a Red Bull, fill up with some Haribo. I need to get my mojo back for this trip back to London, because at the moment it's doing my fucking nugget in. That'll do, just park it here.
Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead, get gone. Get all your bags, get out my house. I don't want your stuff around. I never did you wrong, but you did me wrong. So go ahead and get gone.